left swipe if you don't want. Right, okay. Don't right swipe. Pika! We're rolling! Oh, come on! You know I'm on Tinder trying to find a hot date for maybe tonight, tomorrow, who knows? Hi, everybody. It's Reverend Sully here at the Comics Talk. That's right. Your place, for your dojo for tactical and practical spirituality. That's right. Where's my thingy? What, Pika? There we go. Now we're talking. All right. Thanks. What do you mean Rover's behind us? That's a yoga ball. Do not refer to me as number 6. You are not number 2. That's a bathroom code in this house. Pika has been watching The Prisoner again. And now he thinks he's on the village, that he's trying to get information from me. You will give us information. And I said, you'll not get it. And he says, by hook or by crook, we will. And he does his maniacal laugh. Pika, thank you very much. Welcome to the Comics Talk here at the Reverend Sully channel. Hello, everybody in the chat that showed up today. Hey, James, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy birthday, America. Also, happy Canada Day the other day for our friends up north. I just found out that there's less than 4 million Canadians living up there in the second biggest landmass nation in the world. Let's send all the migrants up there. All right, they got plenty of room. Make a new. I'm sorry, Canadian people. Why not? You seem to be into helping people. I guess I love Canadian people. I love Canada, and I love you too. So does Pikachu. That's right. And thank you for coming here. It is the Wednesday preview show. It's new comic book day. I've already been to the comic book, the comic book shop, the funny book bodega. That's where the funny books live. Yes, it's new release day. I have my stack of new comic books. What's in the bag? You'll find out Sunday when you're good and ready and you've earned it. Thank you so much. Pika, why am I so happy? Did you slip me a Mickey or something? I'm actually all hopped up on sugar and cannabis right now. I mean, I just got these gummies, trying them out for the first time, and I'm like, hey, an edible's working with me? All right, I kind of like it. And I'm giving up smoking flower. I'm giving up combusting and smoking flower and vape. I'm giving up inhalation and so I'm switching medium. I'm switching my medium because media is plural of media. So I'll be enjoying from gummies for a while. I mean, yeah. I mean, I like it. It's a big part of my life. It's part of like a meditation. It gets me closer to God. You can have my isolation. You can have the pain that it brings. You can have my absence of faith. You can have my everything. Help me, I turned out my reason. Help me, your feet I can smell. You have to be careful of what you say in the first couple of minutes of your live chats and your live streams, or else you get demonetized. That's right, demonetized. The monetization doesn't matter for small channels like ours. They don't pay out until you've at least accrued $100. I've earned an ad revenue up to this day, literally under $17, which is fine. Because it was the goal itself of becoming a partner, about hitting my goals, about growing my channel, and about talking to you guys and gals and everyone else in the grand spectrum of humanity here on planet Earth and beyond, talking about comic books. That is what we do. It's our culture. It's our hobby. It's pretty darn fun. And it's been a lifelong love of mine. Seriously, I love comic books. And I'm glad that we're able to get together a few times a week and talk about funny books, you know, and floppies. I don't see anything negative about the word floppy, by the way. If someone can, I'm still waiting for someone to explain that to me, to educate me, to give me a learning moment. I think that you need to be educated and you need a learning moment because you are really insensitive and you are like really antediluvian, you know, just like it's the 21st century and you really need to work on that, you know, be better. This guy wants to talk about, speaking of that, this guy wants to talk about Star Wars, The Acolyte, Episode 6. I know very little about this episode besides what I've seen in the clips. But I've seen 2 clips, you know, and the clips that matter. So I do have something to say. We'll save that for the end of the show. It's not, you know, it's, I'm done with the outrage. I'm done with the culture war. I'm done with the Civil War. I'm done with the Disney Star Wars wars. You know, I have an answer for everything. That's okay. So should you. Be prepared. What would Batman do? He would have a can of anti-shark bat spray. That's right. You know it. Be prepared. And he would bloody well know how to fall from Earth safely and land anywhere he wants to. Hello, Shub. How are you? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in today. Are you a comic books fan? Well, you're in good company. That's right. And it's Wednesday. It's new release day. I have just come from my local comic book shop where the smell of new comic book reeks the air and covers the scent of his. It's time. You're getting ripe there, kid. I mean, it's time for your bath. And awesome. I am well myself. Thank you so very much. Indeed. And it's New Comic Book Day. And guess what? DC Comics are now releasing their new releases on Wednesday once again. See, about a year or more ago, they wanted to be different. Think different. Do different. What? Huh? We're going to release our new releases on Tuesday. Everyone else does it on Wednesday. And it's actually kind of all an illusion anyway, because it's like the stores get the books like a week or so in advance or more, maybe 2 weeks. So it's kind of an honor system. And I know a couple of people within my circles. They you know, they're not supposed to do that. What? Who is this Wire X? Is that like a droid? Is that your astromech? Is that the pet name for your pet turtle? Is just asking, is the comic still the trend in the Western? Be a bit more literal, as in Western, as in the genre, as in like shoot 'em ups, Wild West, American 1800s, 6-shooters and cowboys and Native American peoples that have been getting displaced and shit, and or Western style comics, which do include French comics, which I hear from Mark Miller over in Scotland. He's like, comics are huge in France. Like comic book shops are thriving there, but it's like French books, like bande dessinées, like, you know, bigger format, better art. You know, they respect art and literature more over there too. I guess that's the rumor. The rumor has it. That's right. Who gave you sugar and why? Gosh, Pika. I know he's a stuffed animal. I am talking to myself. It's a bit. Speaking of bits, let's get down to it. What do we do in this show? We are previewing the new comics available today. I didn't even count them. I didn't get that far. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to shrink this down to 8 per row. That's 4. That's 8. Okay, now I'm going to toggle this to get rid of the variants and reprints because I'm terrible at that. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 80 comics plus the 5 on the bottom. So we technically have 85 comics available today for purchase. Oh, ships from India. There is, I am from India, and here there is no or little craze of comics. Well, then maybe you can be turned on to comics and spread the joy and spread the love. It's interesting. I mean, one of the most original comic books in the world has got to be the Mahabharata and the adventures of the Pandus versus the Kauravas. I'm very spiritual. I'm a Hindu. You know, it started by finding Buddha, but then realizing that you can't understand Buddha without understanding Hinduism. And so I went back to the source, and the Bhagavad Gita became the rudder of my life. I am a devotee of Krishna. Krishna is my homeboy, and I thank Krishna every day. And at 6 o'clock, I say my mantra, which is from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. Matra sparsa sukanteya, sitnosna, sukatukata, agama pahino, nitnas, tams, titisasva barata. That is, yeah. And for those at home that don't speak Sanskrit, it means this world and all the sense objects that get bounced back to your ears and your eyes and your nose and your mouth through taste, all your senses, these sense organs, your interpretation. Matra sparsis to Kunteya. And he uses the word Kunteya, which means like, oh, son of Kunti. Like, oh, his honorific. So the Matra, meaning creation, matter, the world. Sparsis to, and its reflection back at you. Kunteya. Sitnosna. It's temporary. It's just changing seasons. Sukatuka da. Sadness. Joy. Matrasparsas tukunteya sitnosna. Sukatuka da. Agama paino. Neatness. Comes to It's temporary. It's fleeting. Therefore, endure this, O hero. Endure this, O scion of Bharat, this great house of India, that you are now in this civil war. Yes, they are. But also, Grant Morrison and Deepak Chopra's boy, Gotham, made 28 Days, which was the 18 days. 28 Days is a zombie movie. Sorry, 18 Days that's the Mahabharata. Thank you. I still stumble over that. And hey, Fear Monarch, good to see you, man. I mean, look into Ram V's books. Ram V, he comes from India, literally. He lives in London with his wife and his son. And he's done some amazing books like The Many Deaths of Layla Starr and Rare Flavors with Felipe Andrade. And these are very European style books too, very French. And Mahabharata, thank you very much. And but yeah, I am a happy devotee of Krishna, and that's the original. That's like one of the original hero stories. The Mahabharata is this huge story, a huge epic war poem about a civil war and the fate of humanity. Will Dharma fall? The Pandus have to win. The forces of ignorance, personified by the Kauravas. You know what I mean? They have this overwhelming army, but the Pandus have righteousness, and they have Dharma, and they have Krishna on their side. And it tears the world asunder. And then we enter a new age, too. But yeah, it's great. I mean, the Bhagavad Gita is, I could talk about this all day. So I know we're here to talk about comic books, but this is like one of the original comic books. It's Arjuna. He's like the Achilles of India, and he's the great bowman. He's Savyasachin. He can fire the bow with both arms. So can I. And it's a family civil war, and he asked Krishna, he said, Krishna, let's go down to the battlefield. I want to see who are going to fight today in this great civil war before this starts. And he looks across the battlefield and he sees his uncles, his cousins, his friends that he used to paint the town red with. And all these people that he's beloved to, besides the enemy, which is also his cousin. He has a panic attack. It's just so modern that you could actually really get into it. The hero has a panic attack that we could define as a panic attack. He drops his bow. He slinks into his chariot. He's physically upset. He's getting sick. He's overwhelmed with guilt and grief. He's like, I cannot do this. Oh, Krishna, why do you ask me to do this? Those are my kin. Those are my friends. You know what I mean? It's better to live as a homeless bum than to raise my sword against these wonderful people over there. And Krishna slows down time, creates a little bubble, and shows Arjuna that he has to stand up and fight because that's his dharma. That's what he's made to do. It's like, if you don't win this war, dharma will fall. Cosmic truth, righteousness, justice. Does that sound like it's right out of the bloody Justice League? Yes! I really want to see you. Yeah. I really want to see you, Lord. I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, I know. Hallelujah. That's right. George Harrison. And but let's get to the comic books. Thanks for letting me go on a spiritual tangent just for a minute. And thank you for the inspiration there, Shib. And welcome from India and joining our live chat here. We're going to check out some of these 85 books that are available today. I like to start at the bottom of the list because there's you never know what you're going to miss. And I bet you can find mail order for any of these books. And especially there are just, good entry level stuff that you just might be familiar with that you might like. Something like Batman or Spider-Man or Superman, or X-Men. Fantastic Four, Thor, just something, something fun. And it has escapism. It has the power to transport you to another land with new people with amazing abilities and an idealized space too, free of this world's problems. Don't worry, the real world will be waiting for you as soon as you close that funny book. And but let's look at this. It's Spider-Man Unlimited Infinity Comics, number 44. These Infinity Comics are a Marvel. It's from the Marvel website, and they're basically webtoons. And sometimes they even publish these things in paper and try to sell them to you. He's already, He's already here within our hearts. I'm just kidding, but hopefully so, because Krishna comes back every so often to. Especially in the darkest of times when Dharma needs an uplift. So, you know what I'm here. I'll drive the chariot this time, Krishna. Or you can count on me to shoot the arrows. Seriously, I'm a chef. I'm a professional chef. I've had plenty of bad days at work, but the Bhagavad Gita has helped me in my life. Like, I am the archer. I am Arjuna. And I must stand up and do my job, my duty, my dharma. What I was made to do. And that's to serve other people. And by serving other people, I serve the Lord that lives within those other people, whether they're my friends or my enemies. And by serving the Lord, it makes the Lord who lives in me very happy. So, very good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. Yeah. We're going to throw a huge party. But what we got here? Let's see. What's at the bottom of this list? Archie, Christmas in July for $9.99. I will never buy an Archie comic again. Yep, that's true. And why? Because of Afterlife with Archie. That's right. 2 issues. You just gotta have to put 2 more issues out. They'll never be finished. They don't care about their readers. If they did give a shit about you, see, it's been 20 minutes, but I can start swearing now. If they gave an actual F, they would have just got it done. And complete the story, follow through to the promise. But sometimes in comic books, it falls short. It really does. Sometimes things change. Things happen. Things change. This is true. Endure this, O hero. These things are fleeting. These are just, that's my mantra. Let's see. There's an X-Men sampler from the Ashes. Okay, sure. And here, and we're starting to get into familiar territory here. Okay, let's start at the top of the list here. We're going to see it's Batman issue 150, which is this kind of a false milestone because it's legacy number 9/15. We just celebrated Batman 900 not too long ago. I think I got a copy of that. I think I got like a special variant cover too. So, and this ties into Absolute Power, the DC summer event. I'm only going to read it from afar. I read everything that's in my pirate chest, and well, mostly everything. I mean, that's sometimes there are just like huge trade paperbacks and collections that I've already read, or that just it's TLDR, too long didn't read, but sometimes I do get to them. Happy 420. No more puff puff give. There's a puff puff pass. I'll puff puff pass on that. I'll pass on the puff puff, but hand me one of those gummies. These are peach flavored. They're pretty good. Well, we got Dennis Cowan with art in this. We've got Jorge Jimenez. So if you like art, you're gonna love this. There are 37. There are 4 issues of Absolute Power in the core. Absolute Power #1 does come out today. It's written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora. This is the Battery team that's on Superman, Batman, World's Finest for the past 2 years more. Often, mostly. There's been a few fill-in arts, but it's been mostly Dan Mora on art. And let's see, we've got 5 variant covers. Let's look at some variant covers. We got a 1 in 50 variant cover here by Tirso. We'll get back to that. Tirso Khan's card stock. Tirso Khan's, whoever they are. It's a 1 in 50 cover. This is a Chris Samney cardstock variant cover, 1 in 25. Really nice art. I like that a lot. I heard a really good. Oh, I love this. Now this is a page from a book that I'm getting soon. Next month in August, we're getting the finally being released to the people after 42 years. George was my favorite Beatle. It's true. After 42 years, the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, the 1982 DC Style Guide, the Bible, how everything ought to look and will look with the DC licensed properties. This Batman remained unchanged from like the mid-1960s until the late 1980s. It was consistent. It was reliable. It was iconic and identifiable. This is the Batman I grew up with. I was 11 years old. No, I was 9 years old in 1982. And the Super Friends were the biggest part of my Saturday mornings. And this is Batman. And this is how Batman will always look to me. I heard a good conversation on on Twitter, which is rare. It was my friend Ethan Van Sciver. And is reacting to, there's not a lot of news out there, especially about Jim Lee, the artist Jim Lee. He's charging $35,000 for certain commissions. And people think that's outrageous. It is art. And the value will skyrocket too. Think about previous stuff he's done for less money and what they're worth now. And also the market will pan out. Let's see if that's a price that like can be called upon and relied upon. If he can actually get that too, you can say like, "Hey, I'm going to offer you this for," like, nah, like, is everybody to negotiate? No, I'll wait for a bet and walk away from a bad offer. You know what I mean? Don't do it. But yeah, this is and so we were saying like Jim Lee's Hush. He was saying that like that's not a very good Batman. Batman should be scary. It's mythical. He's supposed to scare the hell out of criminals. He looks like a superhero here. He looks like a superhero here too, big guy. But I get what Ethan's saying. I've seen Ethan's Batman, especially in Green Lantern Rebirth, when Batman's just basically a shadow, the absence of light, allowing all this other lights of the Green Lantern. This is the Matea de Luis Ayusa cardstock variant, and with You know, well, of course Harley makes an ugly face. She's a pretty girl. She wants to ruin your photos. We should give her a nose ring while they're at it. This is really nice. Dustin Nguyen. I love Dustin Nguyen's work. He'll be at the Wicked Boston Comic Con coming up in August. I'm looking forward to meeting him. And I'm deciding on what do I bring for him to sign. And we have a question. Sir, I want to ask, by any chance, do you need a thumbnail designer or video editor? Oh, no, thanks. We have a very low fidelity, unrehearsed, unscripted, unedited. We do this. I'm pretty good at just shooting content and making it stick. There's very few times that I've filmed stuff in the past that I've actually needed to, stitch together and work on. But I'm a one take wonder kind of guy. I'm a one take wonder dude. Yeah, that's right. You're talking to him. But this is a great cover. It's nice. I mean, anything suggestive you think here? I mean, Ivy's got a nice bust. She's got, I like that. Let's see. And here we go. Here's the, that's it. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Well, that's it for the variant covers. Let's see about, heck. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. And Katie Kubert is the editor. Ivan Cohen is the associate editor. We have characters of Addison and Aiden Cobblepot. But something's happening over on Tom King's The Penguin title. So I don't know how much, but thank you for asking. And, thanks. And thanks for showing up today and hanging out with us. We got Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1, 2024. We got some annuals going this year. It's 9 annuals. The Infinity Watch. We had a Thanos annual last week. We got Spidey this week. And there's going to be a Thor next week. And so 9 annuals over 9 weeks and its own little mini event. Now, Marvel used to do this. DC did it as well. That the annuals was the backbone of an event. And it was just a great place to showcase one. So, because it wasn't really disruptive. And because an event, can be really disruptive to the flow of your storytelling. And so Infinity Watch, it's like every one of the, the Infinity Stones. You've seen it. You know who Thanos is. You know what the Infinity Gauntlet is. You've seen the Infinity Stones, what he did to get those stones. So all of these stones have human avatars on Earth. And Thanos wants them back. And it's kind of simple. And it's like, okay. So, I've read 2 issues of this so far. And so far, I mean, Infinity Watch is the best summer event this year. But we'll find out more about Absolute Power as the summer goes on. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 22. It's a tie-in issue to the 59 different floppies of Blood Hunt. Now, Blood Hunt as a core has only 5 issues. Written by Jed McKay with wonderful art by Pepe Larraz. Like I say, Pepe Larraz's artwork is the only reason why I'm picking up on this. And we've got 5 freaking variant covers for an issue number 22 that is taking place between issues 4 and 5 of an event book. Let's look at some variant covers. We love looking at art here. I know I do. I love it. I hope you like art too. Let's see. This is Miles Morales. Can close you. Let's see. This is Rose Beach. Look at all that purple. Doesn't that just say bisexual lighting? Do people even say that anymore? I don't even know. I like being out of touch. Deadpool kills. And he's shooting. He's shooting suction cups. Oh, look at that. It's Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe variant. It's kind of cute. Those suction cups might be lethal, though. So it's the big time collectibles John Yang Virgin variant. What makes it a Virgin variant? No trade dress, no maker's mark, no price, no UPC barcode. It's just plain. It's just art. So we'll see this again with its trade dress. What's trade dress? Everything that's not art. It's iconic title, which is a designed logo. It's not just copy. You know what I mean? It's not the copy meaning words to be printed. That's an iconic. That's a designed logo, and that's meant to be marketed. It's meant to be identified and eventually have iconic value. I mean, look at Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man itself. It's like Superman. It's got that. It's that iconic. It really is. But see, it's this one, and it has the box, the issue number. It's legacy issue. It's got a fake Comics Code Authority, a seal of approval. It's called the THWIP code. That, you know what THWIP is? I mean, that's the sound of your web shooter. This is the version variant. You know what I mean? It's so cute. And that's the, oh yeah, that's that. Yep. And there are how many? 59 issues of Blood on. Imagine being the collector and for 59 issues. I know we've done this before. I'm going to do it again. I hate math. I love math. Don't get me wrong. 59 times, let's just say $4. That's safe. $3.99. You know, is $3.99 is still the median comic book price, but there are one shots, there are $4.99 books, and there are variant covers with the cardstock variant. You know what I mean? Depends on what floats your boat and what you're getting. But just at a base level, you're going to be paying $236 just for this Blood Hunt tie-in event, just for, you know, for not even 5 months worth of comic books. I mean, this has been pretty like, this has only been 3 months. That's a lot, dude. I've been head over heels into major events before, and sometimes it's just not worth it to get every tie-in and every one shot. Variants. We got Venom 35. You know, this is Al Ewing. It's setting up another summer event called the Venom War. Okay, Venom War. This is part 3 of Venom War. Venom War is going over 20 issues over all these different, like Carnage. It's gonna have one shots. I think Spidey's involved somehow, because I know they tried to divorce Venom from Spidey all these years to be some kind of independent product. But I mean, geez, come on. One of the best comic books that everyone in the world is sleeping on. Look at all we have 7 variant covers. Of course, yes, these are the same image, but they are different covers. We're gonna get into we're gonna split hairs and tell you why. But G. Willow Wilson's Poison Ivy for several months I've been looking forward to it. I like it. It's it's a really good Bat title. I mean, look, you see the Bat logo right there in the corner in the trade dress. Poison Ivy, like I said, that's not just copy. That is a logo, a designed logo. Then you have the maker's mark. You have the issue number. You have the group that it's in. This is a Bat title. So it's probably edited by Katie Kubrick, who's took over from Ben Abernathy. Then you have the credits. You have the price. You have its rating, which is, this says it's 13 plus, and then you have its UPC barcode. And then over here in the other corner, it still has the Dawn of DC trade dress as well. I wonder if that will come off. And so we have here like the famous. This is a send up of a famous 1970s advertisement called the Copper Tone Sunscreen ad, and where a small dog is playing with her owner and pulling at her bikini bottom, and she's a little embarrassed and going like, "Whoa," and that was the Copper Tone. That was the Copper Tone girl. And she was huge in the 70s. You know what I mean? And so this is downright iconic. Now there are 3 of this. So this is a Virgin variant, or no, this is a 616 Comics Fandom Comic Shops, and it has a maker's mark. It has that DC, but it doesn't have anything else. Now this has a fuller trade dress. It's got credits. It's got an issue number, and it's got the iconic title. And then there's a foil variant as well. Yeah, it even says here, Copatone Virgin variant. All right, yeah. So one was a foil variant, the first one. And, oops, sorry. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you can tell it's a mimicking a foil variant by adding this, like, this blush of color, the striation of color. And that's to mimic the effect the foil has under light. Foil variants are cool. It doesn't have it here. You see that? You notice? You see the distance? You see the difference? And this is DNA. This is David Nakayama. It's huge on covers these days. So when you see DNA, that's who it is, David Nakayama. And that's okay, But we see some skulls, human skulls, in the garden. Nature's compost. And Fair Marnock says, Marvel, anytime there's not an event going on in our comics, the customer should be asking, when's the next event starting? I know. I mean, and then it just crushes continuity too. I mean, look at DC. You went from, or even look at Spider-Man. I forgot all about Dark Reign. It was so memorable, Dark Reign was, that I forgot all about it. And then comes Gang War. And now comes, then came Fall of the House of X, which played havoc in New York City. And then now comes Blood Hunt. Poor New York City, poor Marvel Manhattan. You think it's bad here, Manhattan. We have here Simone DeMeo. He's not my favorite artist. He's really good, though. Isn't that funny? Someone that you can consider the art to be like not that very good, but still, you're like, he's a really, really good artist. But he's just not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I can really appreciate his craft. And but I'm like looking in the back. I wonder how much of the background are just like, it's just 3D, it's just stuff that's arranged on a computer and not hand drawn. You know what I mean? Like, where's the vanishing point? Oh, the vanishing point is somewhere down here where my cursor is. All right. Vanishing point is the point. It's about perspective, and it's where all the points meet. It's either on the horizon. Like, where's your horizon line? You know what I mean? It's got to be up here somewhere. You know what I mean? And they're rays, literally rays, lines, geometry. I love art. I love comic books. This is our thing. Look at this. Eliza Ivanova cardstock variant. Now this fits in with the rest of with the tone of the book and the art that's in the book. Like I've been like raving about Poison Ivy, and there are a couple of people up there that've been like, wow, this is, this really does have the goods. It's like, yeah, I mean, for a regular DC comic, it's like nobody's talking about it, but nobody's complaining about it. Everyone's complaining about everything. There's outrage all over the fandom. Guess who's not? G. Willow Wilson, one of the girls writing comics. There's women writing comics. Fucking A, there's women writing comics. There's been since the golden age. Her name was Joy Hummel. She co-wrote Wonder Woman with Charles Moulton Masters there, I just butchered his name. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean. It's a race to see which city's citizens crack first, Gotham or New York in Spidey's world. I say Gotham because Gotham is just like, it was another name for London, and it's just like, That's where all the mad people lived, was in Gotham. And anything else here? Let's see. And and here's our normal cover, or the A cover at a regular price of $3.99. Yeah, 7 covers for an issue 24. But guess what? Poison Ivy is cheesecake. She's allowed to be, because she's a femme fatale. She's a seductress. She's supposed to be beautiful. And she uses her feminine wiles in order to leverage power over weak men and weak women. You know? And but she's really well done here. G. Willow Wilson, I mean, she's doing the yeoman's work. And check out Poison Ivy. Also check out G. Willow Wilson's The Hunger and the Dusk. And he's going on a volume 2. Doctor Strange, written by Jed McKay. We got 2 variant covers. I guess this month's variant cover is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. And that's the gimmick this week. Just has the Blood Hunt tie-in, you know. It's written by Jed McKay, who's writing the Blood Hunt core. And Jed McKay has been writing this volume of Doctor Strange. He's also been writing Moon Knight, that everyone seems to love. He's been writing The Avengers, and you know, a couple of things here and there. But so this is his big chance to have a big event. It's his turn. It's his turn. It's McKay's turn at bat. Which is funny because Bats is the name of the hound dog of Stephen Strange. Bats, the ghost dog, because Bats is passed. Bats is a good dog, and Bats keeps watch over the Sanctum Sanctorum. I love Pascal Ferry's art, but this is just, it's kind of like disjointed. Like, you would have to like file these either numerically as Doctor Strange, or you would have to put these in. Do what I do in my personal sense of filing when it comes to these huge events, would be filing everything chronologically in order of events to make it as tight of a story as possible. You know, so this would go between issues 4 and 5 of Blood Hunt. And yeah, it's just like in Blood Hunt, so many things happen off panel that happen in these tie-ins. And it's kind of like, you know, yeah, you know, it's a cash grab, but not to be confused with Cecil's cash grab. Here it is, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Daman and Hurin, you know, gals and germs, and everyone else in the grand spectrum. It's Absolute Power, #1. How many variant covers do we have? We have 9. We have 10 characters. We got 10 covers all day. This is $4.99. And this is the DC Summer Event. The heroes of the DC universe are literally powerless. They've been depowered. The Trinity of Evil has won. The resistance must rise. DC's epic summer event kicks off with a bang as the combined might of Failsafe and the Brainiac Queen has at last given Amanda Waller the ability to steal the metahuman abilities of every hero and villain on planet Earth to make Earth a safer place, you know, for boys and girls like you and me and anyone in between in the grand spectrum of humanity. As chaos erupts in the streets and a massive misinformation campaign sways public opinion to her side, the founder of the Suicide Squad methodically targets each superhero dynasty one at a time, starting with Superman. But even in this darkest of hours, a resistance is forming and Batman is out for vengeance. It's a shocking blitzkrieg across the globe that is decades in the making and will shape the course of the DC universe for years to come. Yeah, right. They say that in everyone. I mean, brought to you by the superstar talents of Mark Waid and Dan Mora. It all starts here. It's got a wraparound cover. And Paul Kaminsky is the editor on this. Okay, good to know. Look at that cast. That's like the wowzers. Look at that. Well, this is the crisis for this year. This is like the big thing. Let's look at some art. Let's look at some covers. So this is the A cover. This is what you get. You know what I mean? So the UPC code and the price and the issue number. Oh, the issue number's there. That's on the back. It's a wraparound cover. This is the B cover by Jim Lee. You know Jim Lee. He's only charging you $5.99 for this, $1 more. He's going to save the $35,000 for for a commission. But it's original art by an artist. It's going to be sought after. It's unique. He's not drawing on a light box. He's making art that you should have insured and framed. You know? $35,000. No, I know that's. I'm just being silly. But look at that, Jim Lee. Wow, hello. Now, my friend Richard C. Meyer, you know him as your boy Zach at Diversity in Comics on his station. This he calls Amanda Waller and the look on her face, it's like, oh great, I'm the big bad for this event. It's Lois from the DMV saying that you didn't fill out your form correctly. It's just kind of funny, you know what I mean? What we got here? We got Puppeteer Lee versus Cardstock variant with Puppeteer. Okay, it says Puppeteer Lee, whoever the heck that is. So there's apparently there's going to be an Amazo robot with a unique power set of every superhero that's going to be taking out. Oh, Chris Samney. And Oliver Queen has been either converted or he's playing. Of course, he's playing a double agent, and everyone. You know what I mean? Jeez, yeah. If he doesn't, then well, we'll find out. Hot cocoa, not that hot anymore, but. And this is Amanda Waller and the Sandbox variant cover. Ain't that cute? Ain't that cute? And what we got here, this is the Resistance cardstock variant by Dan Mora. This might, I'm pretty sure that this is the concept art for the Absolute Universe that's coming out, unless the Justice League look like this by the end of issue 4. But apparently this is going to be the Absolute Universe is coming. And hey, Bandito Bane. Now we're saving that for the end of the show, where we're just taking care of some previews of this week's funny books. And then we'll be stepping into the clickbait I left for everyone. It's stinky cheese. It's irresistible. All right, someone can clip that, and I'll be really embarrassed. Here we go. Have fun with some Amazos. It's cover H, connecting cardstock variants. So these are the Amazo robots, the Amazo robots created by Dr. T.O. Morrow. And Amazo has been an adversary of the Justice League since its beginning in the 1960s. And Craig West raised, this is a foil variant. It's raised foil, raised UV foil. So that means it's going to be maybe closer to something that we know as die cut, and it's just that's interesting. Daniel Sampere is a wonderful artist. And there we go. It's maybe a little tone deaf, the subject matter for the for what's going on in real life. We got Birds of Prey number 11, The Search for Oracle, and $3.99, 32 pages. Notice the trade dress. It's got a bat logo. That means it's in the Bat family. Does this mean Katie Kubrick is editing it? We didn't even see. We got Poison Ivy. No, Rob Levin is the group editor. Indeed. What's this individual wearing a mask in a picture for? I mean, fucking wicked retarded. You just said retarded. I did, and I meant it. Seriously. Rob Levin, group editor. Again, I thought, wow. Okay, what happened to Katie Kubrick? Well, she's working on Batman and a couple of Batman titles. But this has the Bat logo on it. I wonder if he reports to her. But yeah, this is not my favorite comic book. I really like 5 of the first 6 issues of this book. I've been giving Kelly Thompson a chance. Hey, Lane Kramer, how are you doing? Good to see you, man. We are live. No, or is it Memorex? We are live. Just to give you a fair warning, this or next week might be the last live show, because I'm going back to work, and yeah, I won't be able to. So yeah, I'm going back to pre-recording these very soon. But let's enjoy this time we have yet. No, I didn't read it yet. I usually get my DC treasure chest, pirate treasure chest, later in the week, when it's in the all clear. You know what I mean? But I don't mind because I get free comic books and I read them all. It's good to have friends. It's that have that share their drop boxes. It's nice. And it became an interesting part of the show too. So yeah, we got Birds of Prey again. Also, Rob Levin is the group editor. And like I said, because we're also going to be looking at today released as well. We'll just go right to it. It's Kelly Thompson over on Energon Universe at Skybound Image. It's issue 2 of 4 of Scarlet, Shanna O'Hara, Counterintelligence, G.I. Joe. And this is her. So this is a different Scarlet than who you're used to. And iconically, she has a lot of traits with, her former reliable character. But for me, so far, this has got to be like one of it's the weakest part of the Energon universe so far. I like Void Rivals better than Scarlet. I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. Well, it's any day now. I think she already is, maybe. Yeah. Didn't she go to college? So yeah, Scarlet. Yeah, it's a miss. I got to get the other 2. It's on my pull list. Talking about a bigger disappointment than my love life, we got Justice Society number 10 by Jeff Johns with wonderful art by Mikkel Janin. This only got 2 more issues left. It's going to be 12 issues all day. And this is once issue 12 comes out, that's it. No more Jeff Johns in the DC universe until they go on their bended knee begging him to come back. Please, God, Jeff, come back to us. We need you. It's a mess over there. All the woke kids took over and they broke the toys. Someone's going to clip that. Jesus. Pika, why do you write this stuff? I'm just the talent. I read what he writes. I am just the talent. I read everything that the executive producer writes, okay? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm telling you. Thanks. I know, I'm giving you the content that you don't get at Yule Station, Mr. Lane. You would never say such things. It was good I liked Yule's show last night. That was nice. I always like Yule's show. And if you need some comic books in your life and you do not have a local comic book shop around you, seriously, I already have. This is going to be my 5th purchase from Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California. Owner, operator, purveyor, and comic book fan lifetime, Yule Carter, a friend of ours. And I buy my comic books from him sometimes too. I always got a stack brewing at Fantastic Comics. And he's all the way over there on the other side of the country in the Bay Area. So from the Bay to the Boston Harbor, we unite and meet over comic books. So last week I missed out on Rare Flavors number 6. I missed out on Rook Exodus number 3. Yule's got my books. He's also cutting a couple of back issues that I've been looking for to fill in some spots like specifically Joshua Williamson Superman #2 and Superman Annual 2003. Now I'll have a complete run of the Williamson Superman, which is pretty good. I'm buying Superman monthly. I'm not buying Batman, but I am buying Superman monthly. For pretty much the first time in my life since I was, a teenager. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard about this, but they're worth. But who's got $4.7 billion in their back pocket? I saw this wonderful thing this morning. Like in 2001, the Celtics were worth let's say $500 million or so, like that. And now today, 20 years later, they're worth $4.7 billion. Yeah, huh? Hey, Dwayne. What up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. I think I have to pick up Werewolf by Night Blood Hunt #1 from you. I'm not sure. No spoilers. I already read it. I read all the Marvel books this week already. I get them early, and I think I read 15 Marvel books this week. Mostly, less than half of it were Blood Hunt tie-ins, and it's got some merits to it. I think if you might be trying to get the whole thing, right? Are you getting all 59 issues of Blood Hunt? Are you invested? Is your $250 going there? You know what I mean? Yeah, so my brain hurts sometimes too. Seriously, after reading last week it was 19 books, and this week we had a couple of Star Wars books in there too. Star Wars Inquisitors #1, Star Wars High Republic Phase 3 issue 9, and some of these books just aren't that good. He's gonna get 17 issues of it. Cool. It's a one shot, and there's not a lot of tie-in, but the art's pretty good, and it is over the top horror, gore, bloody, classic kind of horror story stuff. You know what I mean? And so if you're a Werewolf by Night fan, it's the second Werewolf by Night. It's the other kid. It's the younger kid. He's either Latino or Native American. Not the same Werewolf by Night that was in that Werewolf by Night #1 that came out a few months ago. You know what I mean? The one with Elsa Bloodstone. That really good one. You know what I'm talking about? But here we are talking about Justice Society of America #10, a book I gave up on. I just couldn't do it. It was flat, kind of boring. I was really into this whole new Golden Age thing. We only got 2 variant covers. Let's look at this. We have a character known as the Legionnaire, who's a younger version of Mordru. He's one of the big bads of the Legion from the 31st century. We've got the Mime and this is like some Flashpoint villain. It's Flashpoint villains. It's the Mime and someone help me out here. Blood stunt ones. That's all I'm getting too, Dwayne. But I'm getting the red band ones. And every time I show them on the show, the boys big pile on me, being like, "You're the problem with comics this day for enabling that bullshit. Getting this." Ah! I'm like, what? I'm not even opening the polybags. I'm reading them digitally. I'm just going to sit on this. And yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that's Red Lantern, Golden Age Red Lantern 2, Golden Age Green Lantern Alan Scott, Golden Age Flash Jay Garrick, Solomon Grundy, denizen of the slaughter swamps of Gotham, originally a bad guy of Alan Scott Green Lantern. We've got the witch girl here, who is like Dr. Fate's hidden sidekick, and then like this is like the Flash, the Doomsday Clock. Yeah, I mean, just like that's the baby from Doomsday Clock. Yeah, whatever. This is some connecting covers by Tony Harris. Tony Harris of Starman. Dude, great artist. Look at that. Kara Zor-El of Earth 2. Do not call her Dr. Page, what's her face in my presence. That is the original looking Power Girl. Cleavage, thighs, thick thighs, save lives. And this is a very classic look at, that's not even Star Spangled Boy. That's Skyman. Okay? That's Golden Age Starman. That's, obviously a younger Alan Scott. That's the original Kent Nelson. Dr. Fate. You got Dr. Midnight. Charles Midnighter. Is it McNighter? And Ted Grant, the original Wildcat. Bleep keeping them in the poly bags. I am opening the red band. I read the red band ones on a pirate site, so I know what I'm not missing. Yeah, huh? Good luck with that. I mean, geez, Dr. Page Stinkum. Jeez, how fun fair is that to have a PhD and you have a fucking Kryptonian intellect? You're taking a job away from a more deserving human. You should just, just at least Karen Starr try to, follow the family business and follow in Lois and Clark's footsteps and, and be a reporter. Marshmallow fluff. A huge spoon of it in my hot cocoa. You wonder why I'm wired. All this sugar. Let's see. Eric, what are you thinking of those new X-Men announced series? How many series is that now for X-Men line between July and August? That's 7. Off the top of my head. Uncanny, adjective-less, exceptional, Wolverine, Phoenix, X-Factor, X-Force. Is it X-Force? I know Mystique's getting a mini. I know something. It might be, yeah. I mean, I know, huh? But yeah, I think this is a wonderful cover. I like this a lot. If I was still buying this book, I would definitely be splurging the $1 more for that cover. And then you have this. Oh, look, let the girls lead. Of course, we have Huntress. We have Stargirl, Courtney Whitmore. We have Yolanda Montez, the second Wildcat. Not to be confused with the third Wildcat, who is actually Ted Grant's biological son, who actually transforms into a feral kind of cat man. That's from Jeff Johns' previous Justice Society of America from 20 years ago. Yeah, this Huntress outfit it's meant to hide her thick thighs. It is meant to not be sexy. It's designed that way. What? Saw the thinking critical about this, and Doc is pissed. But when is he not pissed? I like Happy Doc. It's very few and far between to get Happy Doc, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a joy. Every time Doc is happy, an angel gets its wings. I'm going to clip that and send it to him. And then you have Jamal Thunder and the genie. Who's that up there? I don't even know who that is. Does somebody know who that this character is right here? I don't even know. And I'm good at this shit. I'm okay at this shit. But yeah, I mean, I just, if this should have been done months ago, and it's just delayed and delayed and delayed. We have Cody Ziegler's Deadpool. I think it's got one more issue left to this. It's 5 issues. And no, 6. We got 6 issues. Maybe it's a monthly. This is pretty okay. I don't mind Cody Ziegler. I don't mind his Miles Morales. I definitely didn't mind his Spider-Punk arms race. I really enjoyed the hell out of that. I like being satisfied with the book. I like being surprised. And that was a real, honest to goodness, pleasant surprise. It's Deadpool versus Death Grip, the showdown you've been waiting for. But at first, a training montage. For Deadpool's newest recruit, we're going to need a montage. A Deadpool training montage. When Deadpool's daughter comes and meets him up, then he learns for her to beat them up. We're going to have a montage. Deadpool's daughter's training montage. Taskmaster's showing her a thing or two, and she's gonna turn you into a puddle of goo. We're gonna have a montage. That's right. I just did that. I didn't even write. Pika didn't write that. I just made that up. Deadpool number 4 has been fun. Deadpool's been fun. I don't mind that show. Actually, hold on one second. Let's see how many variant covers are with Deadpool. Only 3. Okay. Because Deadpool's a big name, yo. Shazam. Oh, God. This is written by Josie Campbell now. And it's like, really screwed the pooch. It's done. Paul Kaminsky's the group editor. You got, it's like the focus. I swear the focus will be on Mary Marvel any second now. I mean, that's just this. I don't. Yeah, this is this. It was Wade and Mora for the first 10 issues. I bailed on this early, about issue 3 or 4. I didn't feel it. I didn't, and you're gonna need fingerprints for that one, an affidavit and a warrant. I'm telling you, take it up with my legal advice. He's got a Squirtle on retainer. I'm telling you. But check this out. This is the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez 1982 style guide, the Bible, how everything had to look. Look at that. I love this. I love it. Note, Shazam's cape is not transparent. It is shown that way here in order to make his back visible. So you can give a, how does the back of his costume look? Is it obscured by the cape? How, you know what I mean? Is there a logo on the back of it, the design? No, it's pretty plain. But this is how Captain Marvel should look every time. A shorter cape, or with the collar that comes down. You try to make that into a hood. Just this what works. It's iconic. I mean, try to take away his yellow belt. You know what I mean? I mean, look at that. It breaks up the colors like that. People complain about Superman's red trunks all the time. And I'm like, I mean, it must be a Snyder bro. Radiant Black 29 and 29.5. I read these already. It's called The Catalyst War. I don't read Radiant Black. This is on Image Comics. This was pretty good. I mean, just walking into I must have read the last issue or two, because these Image books are in, I get an Image pirate chest too. And I read them all, basically. And I like reading comics I've never read before. I want to have a higher appreciation for art. I want to know what's going on, all over these comics. I really do. I love it. I love Dwayne Muth. Tom Brevoort is a clod who needs to be shown the door and Dan Slott with him. That's right. John McFaddy needs to be sent to diet writing school. That's right. I didn't even say hi to him. He was at I saw him, you know what I mean? He was signing stuff, Gunslinger Spawn 33 for $2.99. One variant cover. It's written by Todd McFarlane. And actually, the name of the book is Gunslinger. It's not even Gunslinger Spawn. That's not the name of the book. Even I looked in the Indicia. The Indicia is the... What is Indicia? Well, I'll tell you, kids. Welcome to Uncle Sully's story time. Here's a comic book. Here's your funny book, kids. Indicia. It's the small print at the credits page that shows you the title, the issue number, the date it was released, and the particulars of the legal stuff. You have masthead. What's a masthead? Well, that's, masthead is the list of producers and presidents and editors, the bigwigs. But every comic book has this. It's called the Indicia. All right. And the indicia on Gunslinger Spawn number 33. It says Gunslinger 33. Yeah. I looked this stuff up. That's what makes the show goes on. All right. Boy Wonder number 3 of, I think it's a 4. Let's see. At the bottom of the page, you'll see, like, it goes 5 issues at least. Okay. This is a Black Label done by Juni Ba, who does the story and the art. He's from Senegal. The dynamic, interesting style of Damian Wayne and made a huge boo-boo at the expense of a mugger's life. And now he's got to kind of refine his purpose as Robin by hanging out with all the other Robins. So last issue, the first issue was the inciting incident and the setup. The second issue was about hanging out with Jason Todd. This third issue is about hanging out with Tim Drake. So the third issue will be Dick Grayson. The fourth issue. And because he's trying to, like, is he trying to live up to his grandfather's legacy, or is he trying to live up to his father's legacy? Exactly. I gave up on this. I got the first issue, but when I read the second issue, it really didn't stick with me. And I backed away from it. So here's a Blood Hunt tie-in. We've got Blood Hunt X-Men Psylocke one shot. The art in this was really good. It's written by Steve Fox, who's very hot and cold. He either you know what I mean? It's just like he's got no, yeah. I don't want to shit on creators. That's not what our channel's about. Blood Hunter 3. This was terrible. Especially the Paco Medina story in the middle. The Fall of the House of Utter. Gosh, this was terrible. Is it Paco Medina? No, it's Land Medina. Sorry, Mr. Land Medina. I thought Paco Medina is a artist. I am Neckbeard, fat guy who is making fun of fat creators. Chud mode right now. That's right. The original Captain Marvel took a dump for me with issue 6. Yeah, it was too cutesy-ootsy. You know what I mean? You're gonna make a kid's book, make a kid's book. You're gonna make, you know what I mean? Just like, what's its tone? Where's it going? What's this about? This is just, you know, it didn't have any balance of its cutesy-ootsy and its seriousness. It was just like, it was both. And yeah, I mean, no thanks. Here it is, Werewolf by Night, Blood Hunt number 1, one shot, $4.99. There are 20 pages of story and art, all right? There are 3 variant covers. So if you're going to get one, get this one, the Saturday morning variant, which is kind of cute. I like that. I like fun in comic books. At least that's fun. You know what I mean? If you're stuck buying a fucking one shot to complete your 59 floppies, sorry, if you're a boy, or if you got testicles, you got to sit up once in a while and just makes you pull your undies out. You know what I mean? Put on some talcum powder. That's really good. Maria Wolf variant, 125. That's really awesome. I like art. Look at that. And this is the Sergio Fernandez Davila variant cover. That's okay. And there is your A cover. Yeah, like I said, I mean, just if you know, caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. It doesn't suck. I mean, individual mileage may vary. That's what I say. Scorched number 31 from Spawn Universe, $2.99. A $2.99 funny book for 20 pages of story and art with no ads, but house ads. There are no products being sold in this. I mean, where's your ad space going? I mean, you sell McFarlane action figures, which is great. You know what I mean? Now, Walking Dead Deluxe number 92 for $3.99. This is just Walking Dead number 92, colored, because Walking Dead originally was a black and white, and they're just making a second life out of this with a color version of Walking Dead. And this was really good to read because I loved Walking Dead a long time ago. I was really into Walking Dead. I got probably 3/4 of Walking Dead and the finale, which was exceptional. And it was nice to step back into this world for a minute. Earlier, too. It's after the prison, and it's Rick and Michonne, and they're just finding out there are more people out there than they originally realized. There are more groups out there. What do you mean groups out there? If you know the character Jesus, this is where Rick and Michonne meet Jesus. This is good. I like this stuff. Hey, Thomas Gilkey. Good to see you, brother. It's my friend Thomas Gilkey, a.k.a. the Gilkman, a.k.a. the Gilkinator. Former YouTuber, now retired. Maybe we can, maybe he'll take a sabbatical and come back to us one day. But until then, we will respect his wishes and leave him alone. Except for me, I get to have lunch with him occasionally. We're having, for everyone in the fandom and the fellowship, next Tuesday, we're having breakfast at 10 a.m. at Charlie's on Columbus Avenue, between near the corner of Dartmouth Street in the Back Bay of Boston. And a couple of others, I think Snacks and Friends are showing up. We haven't heard back from the Memes of Destruction yet, but might be an occasion for the GoPro again. And looking forward to seeing you too, brother. Really am. And he's having some surgery done too. So send your prayers and good feelings. Don't tell him everything's going to be okay. He doesn't want to hear that. You tell him, I got your back and I'm sending you all my good energy. Here you go. There you go. Maybe you'll record. That would be cool. I mean, Thomas is going to Nashville next week for a convention, like a fitness convention. This is great. Thomas lost what? I think you lost 60 pounds. You look great. He's been hitting the gym like 3 times a week, and he's really into it, and he's dedicated, and he's motivated. And kid, you look marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. You look marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. This is Billy Crystal and Fernando. It's an old Saturday Night Live skit. The Life of Wolverine, number 1. How many? Oh, no! Variant covers. Look at that. Okay, look at this. Chapters here. This was originally a webcomic on Marvel Infinity. And this is being published for the first time. But what got it going for it is that it's written by Jim Zub. Oh, okay. It's in September. That's right. I'm sorry. Pikachu quit being... Pikachu used to be his secretary and keep his notes and his calendar. But he was like, I've had enough of this. The show is enough for me. That's right. Team Sully. Just kidding. But, yeah, I don't know how to feel about reprinting, just not even reprinting, outright printing digital comics. That's just like, you kind of lose its exclusivity, its specialness, and plus the transition to, some of these pages just simply look better on a backlit display than it does on a, next week is Canada, you dork. Okay, that's right. Condé Nast Traveler. Here's one by David Pupapos. It's Space Ghost 3. And I'm finally hearing the voices that I smelled this from the page 2 of opening up issue 1. It's David Pupapos, and it's, wow, how many fucking variant covers does this fucking shitty fucking comic book need? Like, we don't do Outrage here, but guess what? This See You Next Tuesday got me blocked on Twitter with no personal interaction. You know how I feel about that. And yeah, huh? This is a pyramid scheme just for you to get these variant covers with a crappy story. I heard the best quote was from Dwayne or Lane, or was it someone in Yule's? It was someone in Yule's chat last night, where he's like, I can't take Brack seriously. Brack is one of the bad guys of Space Ghost, and he's kind of doofy. And we know Brack from Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and the Brack Show, and I love Brack, but it's like I just it's this serious Space Ghost, and I'm not having it. No way. It's fucking. It's like, what do you think? You're Alan Moore doing Marvel Man in 1981? Fuck you, Paposa. Fuck you very much. You fucking. Sorry. I mean, seriously. I'm bald and you got my dander up. Dwayne likes it. Well, I'm glad you like it. David Papuskin can still go fuck himself. Are we going to get demonetized? No, I'm not. I got demonetized for one. The one where I put the video in. I mean, John Malin always plays that thing, it's called The Planet of the Bass. And I played that video and sang along to it, and I got ineligible to monetize because Jim Zub's Conan number 12. Roberto De La Torre's amazing art. Jim Zub's been knocking it out of the park for 14 issues. Yes, we are counting the issue 0 on Free Comic Book Day. Yes, we're counting the Free Comic Book Day from this year too. And also, we should be counting the Savage Sword of Conan, which is a magazine-sized format, which also has like Solomon Kane, and it's got some prose. And it's a good time to be a Conan fan. I grew up on that. We grew up on that stuff. It's not made for me. I'm glad you like it though. See, it's found an audience. It's Black Panther 3 of 3 Blood Hunt. This is so bad. Gosh, I don't want to be shitting on Cheryl and Eaton or Farhad Karami or Andrew Dahlhaus or Will Moss, who's apparently one of the better Marvel editors. Okay, it's just that this is a lot of stuff that happens off panel, like before Blood Hunt 4. Like this is. You need to have a specific checklist in order to read these in correct order, because I read this after Blood Hunt 4, and you need sorry. Hey, that's a booty. It's about hair removal. It's laser hair removal off all of your sensitive parts. Let's see. Star Wars High Republic, number 9 of 10. This is wrapping up next issue. This is the end of phase 3 of the High Republic. At least this has on its trade dress a century before the Acolyte. Now, this was not on last issue. So this is new. Now we have a new artist on this. No variant covers? There's got to be at least 2 variant covers. Oh, no variant covers. Wow. Not even an Acolyte variant cover. Not even an action figure variant cover. That's odd. Although my dreams, what does it mean when the rhythm is glad? There is nothing to be sad. Danger and dance. Clapping the hands when we out into space on the planet of the base. Life, it never die. Women are my favorite guy. Sex, I wanting more. Tell the world, stop the war. Boom, hear the bass go boom. Have a body, feel the groove. Hyper systems overload. Everybody, movement. I love it. It's like stupid shit. Not my favorite issue. There's just one pickup artist here. It's Laura Braga, and it's oh my gosh. It just apparently, because I say this a lot about comics. A decent artist can elevate a mediocre story, and they do every time. For me, If if the story doesn't completely suck, and your art is kind of tip top, it balances. It can be a decent comic book. It needs it. Now here's one. Spider-Man Reign 2, number 1. $4.99, 20 pages of story and art, done by friend Carrie Andrews. He was on a panel with me and Yule and Wes and Doc over at Thinking Critical one day. It was nice to talk to this dude. And he's actually done one of my favorite X-Men books. It's called Exogenesis with Warren Ellis. He makes sexy women, really tight lines. He's an incredible artist. And Spider-Man Reign came out a long time ago, and Carrie Andrews, he wrote it and he drew it. And it's kind of like Dark Knight Returns for Spider-Man, where it's set in a very far future. Mary Jane's gone, and it might be his fault for being radioactive. That's the subtext. His radioactive man goo gave his wife the big C. Oh. His web fluid, his organic web fluid that comes from his original web shooter. Oh gosh, it's a sticky situation. What a web we weave. And dirty minds. What is best in life? To crush our enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm going to say? Rubber baggy belly bumpers. I bet you did not think I was going to say that. What is best in life? Really? I haven't watched Jeopardy in maybe over a decade. I used to watch that show all the time. Could you believe that I'm the guy in your circle of friends that people were always saying that you should be on Jeopardy? You know, like all this trivia. You're so good at playing this. I would play it. Seriously. I would watch it 7:30 at night. It comes on at 7:30 in Boston, weeknights. I would take my big lighter and practice. Because if you click the button before Trebek finishes reading the answer, you're going to lock yourself out of being able to give them the question. So you got to be right on, and you want to be first. Seriously, I would legitimately practice with a pick. So I read this. Yeah. It's wow. Look at all those. Let's look at some variant covers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at some art. It's the Carrie Andrews line art variant, which I love. This. See, no digital fuckery. This is art. What is that in front of Peter's face? That's a beard. He's got a ZZ Top kind of beard. He's old, and he's been he's been somewhere, probably against his will. And he hasn't been able to, adjust to proper hygiene. And there we go. And there you go. See, that's your color. We lose a lot of that rain. And look in the background here. You can see buildings and shit that you don't have here. So are those 3D assets? These are the questions we ask about art. Because this is the line art. All right, this is what Carrie Andrews drew. Then he passed off to his colorist. You know what I mean? And this is, the mysterious kitty cat who busts Peter out of wherever he was being held. I love that. That's wonderful. That's wonderful art. This is this is a parody of the Spider-Man Reign 1, where it would be Peter holding Mary Jane's grave. Lionel Francis Yu. Love that guy. Yeah. Mike Del Mundo variant. Then here's the Scotty Young variant. Oh, ain't that cute? He's got a walker and everything. That's it, huh? I think that's amazing comparison, though. There are none of those buildings are in the background of the black and white. That was just put in. It's amazing what you see when you see the comparison. Nice. Does he beat you? Who wins? Let's see. Rogue Sun was fun. Wolverine Deep Cut. This was written by Chris Claremont and with art by Edgar Salazar. This was pretty, and you know what I mean? If you're a Wolverine fan, this is over the top and bloody. It's going 3 issues. It's a mini. And check it out if you're a Wolverine fan. Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain number 6. I read this, and it was pretty good. And it's set in the real world in a way, in a fictional comic book company trying to revamp, like they have this like Eastman and Laird, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. They're the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and so it's got this kind of vibe to it, like the original creators of a character called the Domain, and they're trying to revamp it. So now they're coming across modernity and the needs of this fictional modern audience, and like, what are you supposed to, like, oh, this character's too white, this character's too patriarchal, this is problematic because it's too Bronze Age or Silver Age, and the creators are like, what are you talking about? This is what made it famous in the first place. So it really amplifies the generational gap in publishing. And I haven't read issues 1 through 5. I just picked up on this one, and it was pretty darn good. Sonic the Hedgehog number 70. Let's see. Sorry about that. My phone's blowing up. Sonic the Hedgehog number 70 on IDW. I wonder if that's what they're losing. IDW apparently in 2025 are losing some of their bigger licenses. I heard Star Trek's gonna go, and they'll only have, and also My Little Pony is Hasbro. How Hasbro? Because Hasbro sent most of their stuff over to Skybound. So I'm wondering, will My Little Pony follow suit and be Skybound any second now too? Moon Knight number 0. If you can, get this one. This is the issue. It's the Alessandro Cappuccio variant, but it's 1 per store. So we got some inside information from Hugh Carter of Fantastic Comics that this is the one to get. This will be sought after because scarcity will drive the demand for this particular issue. I was looking for this. I was going to ask, do you have the, you know what I mean, the 1 per store variant? And I wanted to at least get a price, but it was a little busy, so I didn't have time to ask. But, following Mark Spector's triumphant return in Blood Hunt 4, spoilers! Yeah, that's comic book death for you. Yep, and that's it. We only got the A cover and that 1 per store variant, which is great. And it's an issue 0. And I am a sucker for an issue 0. What's an issue 0? An issue 0 is about it's an introductory, it's a publishing scam. It's a publishing angle. It's like it's supposed to pique your interest. It's supposed to like be an entry point into a character and to whet your appetite for you to want more. Holy Roller number 7, which is written by Rick Remender and co-written by Andy Samberg, the comedian. So it's like this like lethal superhero. His weapons are weaponized bowling balls and bowling pins, and he's the roller, and he's like, that's his power. That's his thing. It was all right. Local Man number 11. I love this title. This is one of my favorite books. I look forward to it when it comes out. Yeah, I mean, it's on my poll list. Tune me in. Also on my poll list, I just found out some disappointing news. Neil Pavorzod, number 7 here, is the penultimate issue. Next issue, issue 8, will be its last issue. It was originally scheduled to go 12 issues, and they cut it by 4 issues. It is really good. I really like it. It's my cup of tea. It's a focus on the bad guy. Great art by Dan McDade. Really good writing by Joe Casey. Glad I tuned into this. Star Wars Inquisitors. Now, I'll tell you how many. Let's look at the. This is the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary variant cover with Darth Maul. That is the Grand Inquisitor with his from Alex Maleev. Wow, really? With I mean, that's one of the Disney things. It's just the stupidest thing. Is that they can use that two-sided saber, and it turns into some kind of levitation device, like almost like a helicopter that it can spin. And if you raise the hilt above your head, the blades are able to spin on that wheel and enable flight or escape. Doesn't. I mean, I think you need some anti-grav boots or something. And your egg and Walter Simonson variant cover. That's pretty cool. But we got 4 covers for this all day. And what I really needed was to know when this is set. You could have said something, because the Battle of Yavin hasn't happened yet. So, and Star Wars usually uses the Battle of Yavin as its siege, as an epoch. So there's after the Battle of Yavin, and there are things before the Battle of Yavin. Specifically, because Star Wars 77, that was like the big thing, that started it all. Yet you could have something such as on the cover of High Republic, set a century before the Acolyte. There could have been a one line of dialogue saying like, "Happy Empire Day." What's Empire Day? Empire Day is the day of Order 66, and where Palpatine defeats Yoda, and where he says, we shall make the Republic into the first galactic empire. I don't do Funkos. This is a special. And I could have just used something like that. It's like, this is, if it was the 6th Empire Day, that means Luke and Leia would be 6 years old in their respective places. You know what I mean? It would just, I needed help with that. I didn't, maybe it will happen in issue 2. Don't be like pre-concluding of, your suppositions here, because they might be like, you're just bitching about this in episode 4. And look, we discussed, they talked about it in issue 6. Yeah, you chud. You toxic fan. You're hurting them. You're hurting my friends. You're hurting my imaginary friends. Scooby-Doo Mysteries on DC Comics. This is a $2.99 comic book, and it's 32 pages. And there are like no ads in this book. I like this book, and what are the art style? Look at this art style. I wonder if they're doing the Bruce Timm art style instead now, because they were doing a more kind of, not a Batman 66 look, but most definitely an Alex Toth look from the 1970s, specifically from Super Friends. That's what I was picking up on, because there were Batman Scooby-Doo cartoons around that time as well, using the voice actors. And I think also Adam West might have done the voice for those too. I'm not sure. Was it Ulan Soule who did the Super Friends voice, or was it Adam West who, I think it was Adam West the voice on the CBS show as well. Let me know in the chat if you know. Last Mermaid number 5 of 6, I believe. Tell me there's only one more. Yeah, there's only one more to go. Thank goodness. I like this book, and I've been buying it, but it's not, I'm just, this could have been 2 issues shorter. I'm sorry. Chitara, number 1, Thundercats. Let's see how many variant covers they have. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 11. It's 5, that's 16, it's 22. 23 different covers, but that's what Dynamite's known for. They're different covers and stuff. People say that Thundercats is boring, and I believe them. Sorry. We have Bear Pirate Viking Queen, number 3 of 3, $4.99. This thing's about 50 pages of story. So altogether for $15, you got about like 160 pages worth of story and art. And it's really out there. It's like really evocative of early Vertigo to me. And I just, thank you. And this is really good. I really, really enjoyed it. No variant covers. It doesn't need it. It's done. So this is going to collect really nicely. So when the collection comes out, you might want to think about giving it a try. Savage Dragon 271. I've only read 4 issues of Savage Dragon in my life, and that's in the past 4 months. It's really ribald. It's smutty. It's dirty-minded. It's lots of nudity, lots of like sex stuff. And I was just like, and it's also got this kind of Frank Miller look to the art that Eric Larson's doing. And it's really hammy. It's satire. It's campy. It's over the top. And I love it. It's pure escapism. Now I fucking hate Alex Jones. Oh no, I'm going to lose all my internet friends for saying that. Seriously, I can't stand Melanie Mack. I can't stand Alex Stein. I can't stand fucking Heel versus Babyface. I can't stand Alex Jones. You know what I mean? There are certain YouTubers in my side of the sphere I just can't fucking stand. That's okay, because you're not gonna you're not gonna get them 100% of the time. 100% of the time. I mean, oh god, I can't stand Gavin McInnes. What an asshole. I can't stand fucking, there is so, I hope that the left, I'm center, you know what I mean? But, these people are really fucking right. And I'm just like, I'm not into that. I mean, no thanks. Free Agents number 1. This was written by Kurt Busiek and Fabian Nicieza. Again, with old Image teams or imaginary old Image teams coming back into the now. It's interesting. Barbaric Born in Blood number 2. I really like issue 1. Oh, it's Titan Books, Doctor Who, the 15th Doctor number 1. Yay! How many variant covers do we have? Is it purple? Are they pridey enough? Are they preachy? You know what I mean? And it's not for the old fans. They're chuds. They're all chuds. They're hateful. They're hurting my friends by not liking the 15th Doctor. Ugh. I don't fucking care. But Dan Waters wrote this. I don't know what to think of Dan Waters. I'm kind of liking Destro. We'll see. Let's just go over to this one. Image Comics, All the Things We Didn't Do Last Night, number 1. This is a one-shot with 3 stories by Maria Lovett. It's like spy, hitman, love, sex. It's like a romance comic. It is a romance comic. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they're just like 2 criminals ending up crossing each other's paths and ending up on a caper. No, I don't think so. I don't think the time, Let's see. Anything else? We have Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 7. $4.99. They're going to get you for $60 for 12 reprint floppies. So get the foil one. It's the same price. Dark Crystal. That's pretty nice. Beyond the Pale. That was interesting. And we've come to the end of the previews. Yay! Rook Exodus number 1 and a 3rd printing. See, that's good news for its creators. That means the creators' incentives are kicking in and they're making more money. That's great. For me, Rook Exodus is the pick of the litter in Ghost Machine. That's my opinion, though. All righty. What's on the What's on the docket, Pikachu? Huh? Share this tab instead. I posted this earlier on Twitter, on the Das Twitter. I mean, seriously. Okay, let's look at this real quick. My friend Lily, 300 Mirrors. Not my personal friend, my internet friend. You know, she's my, we're all in this fandom fellowship-y thingy. She's really pretty. She just, graduated her nurse finals too. She's a nurse, and she's a huge Star Trek fan. And here it is. They have made a lightsaber into a whip. It's also the showrunner's wife, Leslie Headland, and so people have been making fun of that. But this is, it's not that new in Star Wars. I mean, I go back to Marvel Comics, I think it's 96 or so, when Lumaria, formerly Shara Bree, is coming to get her revenge on Luke Skywalker. But then the guy, and trying to take over the galaxy after the Empire. So these are post Return of the Jedi Marvel comics. And she had like a vibro whip, and she was fighting Luke. And this is new. This is Disney Star Wars. We're gonna make it's Star Warsy. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make the lightsaber a whippy thing. Yay! It's gonna make all the chuds and the original fans cry. And we're gonna identify them because only a chud would dare punch back on this. Well, she's an alphabet person, and so she gets to have the special weapon. But I posit this. I mean, seriously, whips are very associated with slavery. Okay, when you think whips, I think of Jesus's the Passion of the Christ. I go to Django Unchained or Roots. I think of like the Egyptian pyramids, stuff like that. But I mean, whips are really associated with slavery and forcing people to do things they don't want to do. I mean, Indiana Jones used a whip, but he's very far from, I was 42 years ago or more. 43 now. Dwayne, thank you very much. Olan Soule is the voice of Batman in the late 60s and 70s. Super Friends, Casey Kasem was Robin. But later in 1979, Adam West and Burt Ward did the voices. Yes. And that was the one with that was the cartoon with Batmite on CBS. Because Super Friends were on ABC. The New Adventures of Batman were on CBS. And I remember it was always upset me because I was like, Robin's logos, colors were inverted. So it was, yellow with a black R instead of black with a yellow R. And it's always just, it was like, But I mean, how tone deaf and tasteless is giving someone a whip? And how did this pass their sensitivity readers? Because all of these, postmodern, Marxist, academic shows, all these woke shows, they have to have sensitivity readers and go through a series of appropriate screens, all right? But Disney itself, they can't have Splash Mountain anymore because it's racist, because it's the Song of the South and it's racist. Look, you can get Song of the South and you can get, I got this off of Amazon for $20. It is literally, it's from Spain. Don't worry about that. Its default is English, and you don't have to have the subtitles on. This is Song of the South on Blu-ray, and it plays on your Blu-ray. It's not even in like world format or something. This will play on your US deck. But that's why Splash Mountain had to be changed, because of Zippity Doodah and Brer Bear and Brer Rabbit. Okay, and and this misinformation that this movie is racist. It's not. There's just beautiful stories about it. I mean, it's its own thing. I would tell you, go check out Lorena Creole. She's got a lot to talk about there. But how did this, so Disney cannot have Splash Mountain anymore. Disney also made this modern Disney Star Wars, made Boba Fett rename his fire spray class ship, the Slave One, into, now it says on all the packaging, Boba Fett's spaceship. It doesn't say Slave One anymore because it just upsets too many people. And if you object to this, then you're a racist and you're a bigot and you're punching down on marginalized communities. And and it's a good thing that we have Star Wars here in order to illuminate and bring out the racists in everyone. It's time for another gummy. This is my first day with these things. I ate half of one. Just to test it out. I was like, oh, this is good. I ate the other half. So now I ate like 3/4 of one. See how this goes. Hey, man, I'm hungry. Puff, puff, give me that candy jar, man. But Jedi oppressors can use whips. I mean, the Jedi, Jedi have to be the oppressors here because they are the law. They are the system. They are the infrastructure. They are the soldiers of the oppressors of what's going on, of what's allowing. If the Jedi were really good, they'd go out there and cure slavery in the Outer Rim, wouldn't they? Huh? But I mean, there were two scenes that were showing up today. This and the other one about Kamir taking off his robe and once again showing male partial nudity and showing the male form. But also, there's no women form to appreciate. It's all a scam and it's all bait. Seriously, don't rise to this bait. There are only 2 more episodes of Star Wars, the Acolyte left. And then we can just stop bitching about this stuff. But it's just like the so-called good guys have weaponized this stuff. But also, people on quote unquote our side, this side, my side of the sphere. I mean, you're just falling for all this bait. They're just baiting you. All they need oppressors to make their ideology work. If their ideology didn't have to rely upon oppressor-oppressed, that dynamic, it wouldn't work. So they're going to create oppressors out of everything. This is fucking Star Wars. Fantasy. Made up shit. We're arguing over stories. And Disney Star Wars is just so dismissive about old fans that really pay attention to what came before the expanded universe, aka EU/Legends. If they're so disposable, then why does Disney continually go back and use it to cherry pick for their good story notes? Like in issue 5, the 5th installment of The Acolyte, the 5th chapter of 8. There are 8 chapters in Acolyte. And in the 5th one, we have the reveal of Smilo Ren, the helmet and the forearm thing. And it was made out of a metal called cortosis, which is from the EU. And cortosis is a metal that's not as strong as Beskar, because Beskar can take a beating from a lightsaber. Cortosis can take less of a beating from a lightsaber, but what cortosis will do is disrupt a lightsaber to make it malfunction for a short time. And so he was a headbutt using his wrist guard and his helmet to aggressively to disrupt lightsabers and to block these, because he's got multiple opponents. It's actually a pretty decent scene. And so apparently Like all last week is just like, oh, it's cortosis. It's cortosis. They can't even tell you. You know what I mean? They like, you know, the 6th installment, 6th chapter, they get into some expository stuff about, you guessed it, cortosis. So all these things that people were complaining about last week, it's just like, what does that mean today? Where did all that bad energy go? How did that make you look? You don't care. I don't either. Because we exist to smite Disney Star Wars or something. I mean, wouldn't it be better to just wait until the show's over and then you have the full picture? I mean, because that's what I'm worried about. Is just like, you're going to say something now and be like, remember, these were written how long ago? These were filmed and shot so long ago. You know, it's just like they didn't go in there and just edit that overnight because of this fan outcry. It's just like, this was some story, you know, they're trying to attempt some storytelling, I guess. Sorry. But, yeah. Star Wars, man. I mean, seriously, I'd like to thank you guys, Disney Star Wars. You finally did what my mom was trying to get me to do all those years ago. To grow up a little bit and stop fucking caring about Star Wars so much. Congratulations. I mean, being a Star Wars fan's a nightmare. Unless you like picking on people. I mean, Disney Star Wars fans, they have to like what's given to them, or they're going to get kicked out of their tribe. You'll be a chud. You'll be one of them if you dare voice anything. But everything has to be all this like, oh, yay, kind of thing. I'm just like, I'm so done with this trend. And if like this past June that just ended is a litmus test, it's been the least prideful month in the Pride Month cycles. You didn't hear anything about Pride season. You barely heard anything about Pride Month. And I'm one of those people that I like to say, hey, be proud of your gay friends. Be proud of your gay family. Be proud of your gay co-workers. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not the 20th century anymore. Hopefully we live in a world where they're not at bodily harm just because of who they love. Now, there are wackadoos in every tribe. There are wackadoos in every culture. They're loud and they get the most attention. There are more typical people that like just want to exist and live. And this whole thing about postmodernism, maybe it's reached its peak and it sold as much as it could sell. And they realized if we want to be able to be viable, we need to sell to a larger market, including the older fans. And that you tried excluding the old fans to try to get a new group of fans that don't have any money to pay for this. And where are your action figures? Where are your video games? Where is the trans media in this? LucasArts owned that. Lucas Games owned that shit for so long. But what did it take to ruin all that? Postmodern academic critical theory. I'm not going to call it woke because that just upsets. That turns me into an oppressor. And anyone oversensitive is going to weaponize that to say, look at the racist. Look at the bigot. So I'm going to call it what it is. Postmodern academic critical theory. Whether it's colonial theory, queer theory, feminist theory. It's all the same tactics. Infiltrate, subvert, gatekeep, shame, ostracize, and leverage. Cancel. You see it everywhere. It's the same game plan. Don't rise to the bait. Don't be their oppressor. Don't play their game. It's kind of like the end of war games. The only way to win is not to play the game at all. And it's kind of hard because people feel like, hey, if we don't push back, they're just going to keep on doing this stuff. They've already done it. This thing was filmed last year. Then it went to post-production. And then it went into, like, production limbo. 6 o'clock. I do my mantra every day, 6 o'clock. Great. Oh, I forgot Girl Boss. Thank you, Fear Monarch. I will say one thing about the Girl Boss fucking thing. They're all power fantasies. And who needs a power fantasy more than a weak woman? And I hate saying that. I do. I mean, it sounds awful. But, geez, I said it, didn't I? I mean, so have your power fantasy. You're going to cry like a girl if I take it away from you. I'm not going to fucking let you fucking paint me like I'm your oppressor or cry like a bitch because my shit's being fucked with. Because some needy fucking girl needs their power fantasy. You know what I mean? I'll take it like a man. How you like that, sister? I get evil sometimes. No, isn't that a Mariko Tamaki book, though? I mean, I don't know about that author. I mean, do we have any good examples of Mariko Tamaki? Are there any, you know what I mean? Seriously, I mean, I don't know. If you have any suggestions, let me know, because I love being surprised. I love being pleasantly surprised by something I didn't think was going to make the cut. Thank you so very much. We're at hour 2, and it's time to get some supper, okay? I'm hungry. I've been eating these gummies. I want to listen to some Pink Floyd for some reason. All that you touch and all that you see, all that you feel, all you create and all you destroy, and everything under the sun is in tune. But the sun is eclipsed by the moon. Ooh. There is no dark side of the moon. It's all dark. Well, let's leave it there. Thank you so much. Come back on Sunday, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, where we will review all the funny books that came out today that we read. Yes, we do, and we'll find out what's in the bag. What did we pick up today at our local comic book shop, our LCS? I go there every Wednesday. I pick up my comic books there, not just my comic books, but my supplies. I get my boards, my bags, my boxes. I spend my money in-house. I do not use my online supply chain to get my supplies. It's because why? Because my local comic book shop needs my business. They need your business. They are independent bookstores. They are the American dream, these mom and pop brick and mortar shops. So go, spend your money, follow your feet, follow your hearts, fill your heads full of great stories, and take care of them with bags, boards, and boxes. Thank you so very much. You have a wonderful day. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. I appreciate everyone who shows up to these streams and has these chats in our live chat. And I hope that, bring a friend, make a suggestion. If you haven't already, turn on those notifications and subscribe. We're still growing. We just broke 1,500. We're at 1,502 right now. And isn't that cool? And I would never have gotten here without you guys or gals or however you identify in the grand spectrum of humanity here on planet Earth and beyond. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Ain't that right, Pikachu? All right, we're going to wash your feet now. Bye-bye.